Hi, my name is Brooke Lipman.
And I'm Dr. Deb Lipman.
And this is Wine Together,
a podcast where we drink some wine and have a chat. Because we drink wine like regular people, with food, opinions, and absolutely zero pressure to sound fancy.
So sit back, relax, and get that corkscrew ready. Cheers.
Nope.
Saúde.
Because we are drinking a Portuguese wine. It's fruity red wine. So if you happen to get a bottle because you saw it on the Instagram post, sorry, just allergy season. If you happen to get a bottle because you saw it on the Instagram post, we hope that you're able to take a sip with us. If not, any other red wine, rosé, white wine, grape juice, cranberry juice, whatever you got. Let's sip together. I thought for first sip, it definitely smells alcoholic.
Yeah.
But the berries are right there. I definitely taste bluish berries, blackberries. It's definitely berry forward, I guess is the best way to say it. A very nice wine. Very, very nice wine. But not too expensive. Again, it was right in the pay range that we like to pay, which is less than 10 francs a bottle.
I think it was less than 5 francs.
This one was probably less than 5, which is always a number one hit for us. If it tastes good, it's good with food, and it's less than 5 francs. Wow, it's just always that's number one. So I like it. I like the first sip. No, let's see what spices we can get from our second sip. Wow, for me, it's kind of oaky. I get a little bit of oak spice, which I don't want. Because anytime I get a wine that has and I say it's an oak spice, it takes me right to bourbon, and so I think, oh gosh, Scotch, bourbon, yeah, I like it. So anything you got something lighter?
Yeah.
Vanilla.
A little, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But it's a really good, inexpensive wine. I like the fact that so we didn't have this for dinner. We drank wine early in the day this day because we tried it with lunch. And I want to say I don't want to really give everything out until Brooke starts talking to you about the meal, but I will say I enjoyed this immensely because it was, again, I'll talk more about it in a little bit. But I feel like the fruit forwardness in this one, you brought up, you had strawberries on your plate. And you come running outside where I was eating my lunch. Did you try this with a strawberry? Well, I had not put any strawberries on my plate. I was just doing it on yours for a good photo. And so I didn't have any strawberries, so you made me go get a strawberry. Yeah. And I had it with a strawberry, and I have to say,
I brought you really a strawberry.
Sorry, you go get a strawberry. Well, I was eating lunch. You brought me a strawberry, and the juiciness of that strawberry.
It completely changed it.
It changed the wine completely. Because I was enjoying it with my meal. I was actually having a good day with that meal and with that wine. And then to have it with the fruit, the freshness of it, it went from a fruit-forward, spicy wine to, it just felt like, I want to say, it didn't feel like a milkshake, but it gave me the pleasure that I get when I have a milkshake with my burger and fries after a long hike. It's just almost that whole feeling came forward to me of like when I'm exhausted because I've worked out hard and all I want is a burger, fries, and milkshake. That's exactly that fruit with it, the strawberry with it. It was just bam. It just it just made it I don't know, it's almost like it's like a sip of fizzy water or something. It was the exact right thing to have with this wine. And I thought, wow, this is really good. And I don't taste strawberries in this one at all. I definitely taste like blueberry, blackberry, kind of black currants, maybe. Um, Definitely no strawberries, in this one. And, we've had Portuguese wine before. A lot of you probably, even if you haven't had some of the Portuguese wines that we've tried on here, you've probably had port, which is that sweet after dinner, nightcap kind of wine that's really sweet, and it's a really dark red like this. You've probably had that, but this is not sweet like that. It's a different. This is a different. It's a different way that Portuguese make wine. That this is not the sweet. And we kind of talked about sweet wines last week, and I think we probably even brought up port. Because it is a sweet wine to have after you eat, or as a nightcap. Because some people like a sweet little, sip as a nightcap. And the port is perfect for that. Here, I don't know. This is the funniest thing that I've learned about eating with people here. People will come over, like if we have guests over, or if we go somewhere to eat. There's always shots of something at the end of a meal. And so there have been times that we've had people over, and a lot of times, especially during fondue season, or you might as well just say Casa season, because it's cheese. So it's fondue, raclette, whatever. Lots of cheese in the cold months. And so when you have someone over for fondue or raclette, we keep a bottle of kirsch, which is the cherry liqueur. And because that's what we were, when we first moved here, that's what we were taught, is after fondue, you get a shot of the cherry liqueur. And so we keep a bottle of the kirsch here. And some people will say, like our friends from Germany said, no, this really does aid in digestion. Well, I've read lots of articles, and it actually does not really aid in digestion. They just say that because they like to drink liquor after meals. And so, I have a friend from Germany that insists that we drink tequila after a meal. So when he comes over, we always have tequila. When I go to his house, we have tequila. And so that's always to aid in digestion. But he brought me a raspberry liqueur one time here, and it was so delicious. But it was, these fruit liqueurs are alcohol-y. And so like this, when I smelled this wine, I was like, oh, it's a little alcohol-y. That's kind of what I was thinking of. But this doesn't taste like those liqueurs. This tastes like a really good wine. Like a Cab Sav, maybe, with the dark fruit coming forward. And so with the kind of Cab Sav vibe with this, except that it just seems to have a little bit lighter air to it. It's not that heavy. It's a lighter, to me, it's almost like it could go rosé level. It's that light of a red one. It's a light red one, fruit forward, alcohol-y. I kind of like that. And so let's talk about what you paired it with, because I've got something I want to say about the food, but I want to hear your version of how you found this food, why you did it, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so when I looked up the wine, I looked up this specific wine, and I found something that gave me a specific food pairing. It was grilled meat.
That's it.
Yeah. That was
meat.
Literally, it's
and
like
let me tell
grilled
you,
meat.
This is the time of year, let's grill some meat. I'll do
grilled
it.
meats. That was all it said. And I was like, okay, so I did some more sleuthing, and I found out, like, not chicken or fish, right? Like some gamier meats. And then I was trying to find really good Portuguese dishes, and this was, like, at the last minute I was looking it up, because especially, like, we had to make it for lunch because I had an evening meeting, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be going into Bern or not, so I was like, okay, well, we have to do it for lunch. And so I was trying to find something easy, and then I came across this recipe that's, like, apparently it's very Portuguese, and there's, like, I found a list of, like, the best restaurants in Portugal that have this dish.
Okay.
Like, it's called bitoque.
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 How do you think it's spelled?
I'm going with B-E-T-A-K.
No. B-I-T-O-Q-U-E.
B-I-T-O-Q-U-E.
And I found that, like, the pronunciation was Beetalk on the website I found.
Okay.
So, because they spelled it out B-E-E-T-O-K.
Oh, okay.
Beetalk. Yeah. Which I guess makes sense. I don't speak Portuguese, so.
I have a friend who does.
Yeah. And so, anyway, it was grilled steak with an egg on top. And if you remember, when we had Chilean food, it was grilled steak with an egg on top.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, this will be fun. And it said to pair it with white rice and fried potatoes, so we did French fries. And it was really good. I was really happy with how the steak turned out, because I was a little nervous. I'd kind of done the steak with the Chilean dish, but yeah.
I will say, and I told you this, and I thought, boy, I really need to save this for the podcast. If I'm ever on death row because I lost control and killed somebody, if I'm ever on death row, my last meal was always going to be to ask for steak and eggs. And now I know which one to pair.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I love steak and eggs.
Yeah.
And it's not something I could eat often because I really, for my health, I really have to watch my red meat intake. I have to, just be, and so it's just, for my particular health, I can't eat this a lot. So it's always a treat for me to have steak and eggs. And so,
and now you've had it like multiple different ways.
Yeah, with very good wines.
Yeah. And
but I do think my death row meal, my final meal, is going to be this wine with it. I feel confident that this is the wine I want. Because and talk about this, you had to make like this sauce for the steak.
Yeah.
You had to use the wine that you're pairing the food with.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it didn't say you had to use the one you were pairing. It just said to use a red or Madeira wine. Okay. And I was like, well, we're drinking a red wine. I might as well, because it makes sense. It'll be on top of the steak, and it'll pair well with the.
And it did, but your discovery of the strawberry with the wine, it just kind of, it's like I had my favorite steak and eggs, and then I had dessert.
Yeah, and
I got to eat dessert.
That was an accident too.
What a wonderful accident! I think some of the best, inventions a lot of times come from accidents. So that was a good one. That was a very good discovery.
Penicillin was an accident.
Yeah. Well, we see that often in our fridge, so we're gonna. We have to eat our fruit fast here. Sometimes we don't eat it fast enough. But I've been nibbling, every day since yesterday, since we bought all that fruit yesterday. I'm trying to make sure we kind of, well, I just soon go to the store every other day and get fresh fruit than throw it out. So let's eat it fast, kind of thing. That's how I feel about it. And so, after we record this, we're going to finish our bottle with the rest of the strawberries.
Well, I already ate my fruit today. I can't, just keep adding more food on. I'm trying to stick. You keep trying to pull me off of my, food
I don't mean to. I promise.
And you keep, pressuring me into, not following it.
I promise that's not what I'm doing. I just.
You have to respect when I say that, I'm following this.
Yeah. Well,
I need to have a schedule and, a list. So
but it's not like you're posting that schedule for me to be able to see.
No, but I've told you 10,000 times.
And I'm 60. I'm not going to remember your schedule. I have to remember mine. So, yeah, post things. Let me see it. Anyway, what would you do different if you had to, if you had to have friends over with this wine? This is the only wine you have in your wine rack. What are you going to serve?
I don't know. Because I don't have friends that come over. The friend that I do have that comes over is vegetarian, so I can't make this meal.
No, that's what I'm saying. What would you do? What would you serve?
I don't know.
Ants on the log?
No, I don't know vegetarian meals.
Peanut butter might be pretty good with this.
I don't know. I think it's too sticky.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was good. It was a good meal. It's a very good wine. It's very, if you like fruity wines, you're definitely going to like this one. I know, I don't know. I think a lot of the wines we've had lately have been very forward, and I don't know if that's just, we've, like this one, what was the vintage on this one? 2021, I think.
Yeah.
So this one's, it's, it's prime drinking age. But we did decant just because we wanted some air in it. Even though this one, I don't think you would have necessarily had to, because it doesn't have those strong tannins at all. I think that it is very smooth and it holds well on the back of the tongue when you sip it. But we did choose to decant just because it was 2021, and I thought, well, it's not young like some of the ones we drink, but it's it's a prime drinking age, and so it would have done well decanted or not. But I like it. Because with the weather warming up, I think bringing the fruit forward is the right thing to do. Letting it air out some. I think that's a good plan. So I mean, that's what I would suggest for anybody. And I would suggest to you, if you had friends over and this is the wine you're drinking, it's most likely going to be in the evening. So yeah, I would go with that watermelon salad you were thinking of. Yeah. Because I think that would be really, really good with this. You could probably
Speaking of, we
got
to get rid of that feta because it tastes and smells bad.
Oh no. Okay, so tomorrow when we go to the store, gotta get new feta and we gotta eat it faster this time. Gotcha. I was trying to put it on most of my stuff. I definitely was putting it on my salads, but I ran out of lettuce. So now I'm out of lettuce. I'm gonna have to get stuff from the store. I'm gonna have to make a list. We gotta figure out what you need. So, you know what else we need from the store? More wine. If anybody wants
we got more wine.
We did.
We got more wine.
We got a white and a red. One of each. That could be gone by tonight. If we don't go out, we're supposed to go out. So, but yeah, we did get a couple bottles of wine tonight for today. But because we were so worried. I was so worried because the stores are closing early, and so maybe we should get a bottle of white wine. Get a bottle of red wine. So plus we found a really good deal on that red wine. I mean, it was what, 3 francs something?
Yeah.
Or Primitivo. Good. Exciting. I love Primitivo. It's from the Puglia region of Italy. Good olives, good wines, good cheeses. That, I think, is definitely, probably, that's where I want to be on death row at, is the Puglia region. Because if I could have my steak and eggs with a, big old blob of burrata with this wine, or any Primitivo, I guess, it would work.
I don't know if they would let you have Portuguese wine in Italy.
I know, so that's going to be a tough call. But, oh, geez, life decisions. Where do I want to be arrested? To be put on death row? I don't know. Some people say Italy's a good place. The police people are supposed to be nice, supposedly, in Italy. I don't know. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
How come?
I'm kind of tired.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
Hey, you made me fall off my bike.
I did not. But I'm proud of you for saying you're going to get back on it. And I was proud of you for getting back on it afterwards. I mean, that's the best way to, kind of say, oh, well, it didn't matter. I'm getting back on my bike. But, yeah, well, it's a tough bike, so, but it's a nice bike. We could probably sell it for, we're not going to sell the bike, so, just joking. Okay, I think that, I think that I've said all I need to say about it. It was a good wine. It was a great meal. Yeah, one of my favorite things.
So it's going to be a really short episode.
It is, and that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be back next week with a new bottle of wine and a new food pairing. In the meantime, if you want to join the conversation, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Wine Together Pod. Join our Facebook group, Wine Together Podcast, and if you don't want to miss out on our regular weekly episodes along with all of our bonus content, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, as well as liking, subscribing, and commenting on our YouTube Wine Together Podcast.